Special guest that's usually not on that side of the mic. She's usually on this side of the mic.
Yes.
I hate being on this side of the mic. It's the weirdest thing ever.
A radio icon.
That's right.
Oh,
The legendary
Yes.
Miss Angie Martinez.
Voice of New York.
Angie Martinez has built a brand far beyond the radio airwaves. And now iHeartRadio's Voice of New York is embarking on one of the most exciting times in her career. A career that all started as a Brooklyn girl rocking the mic.
I came up in a time when radio was a lot, the internet was not a source for new music. We just had the radio. So I grew up and started my career at that time, which was really helpful because I really connected with my listeners that way. I'd been in the same place for a long time and I was grateful and I loved it and we built history there, but I felt like, let me just look around and see what else is happening. Let me just kind of assess. And when I did, I stumbled upon that there's an opportunity here to join a company that offers you some growth and offers you an opportunity to learn things. I mean, iHeart is huge and they have a ton of radio stations and all kinds of, they're just really breaking ground, and it was a no-brainer for me. It was like, yes, I was sad to leave, to not be working every day with some of the same people that I worked with for 20 years, but you can't be afraid of change or growth, Everything changes when you have a child. Your priorities change, and I know that sounds cliche, but it really is true. Like, you have to look at your calendar and say, I cannot do that on Wednesday and Friday. You have to make space in your life to be a mom. It doesn't just happen. So you have to change. You have to not do some things, and you have to prioritize what's important. I want to do that, so I will schedule, you know what I mean? You have to schedule things, and it really does shift. And by the way, it's the greatest shift ever.
Is it true that you were the 4th judge on American Idol? And you decided to walk away from it?
I know that sounds bananas. I think at that point there were some different producers there, and I think that they wanted me to be the type of personality that it wasn't a natural fit. I think they wanted me to be extra harsh, and it wasn't a good, I didn't feel comfortable or qualified. I'm not a singer. So I just kind of backed out. It was not something I was comfortable with.
One thing that has created comfort in Angie's life is Healthy Latin Eating, a website and cookbook that bridges the gap between authentic traditional meals and healthy alternatives.
I just really wanted to create a space where people could find these recipes. I used to look for them and couldn't find them anywhere. And then I met Angelo, who totally got it, who's also 3rd generation Latino and totally understood the idea of wanting to eat this food that we grew up on and be able to eat it without any guilt.
Angie's amazing. She's cool. She knows her global mission. We both share that same message point of that this isn't a healthy cookbook. It's leaving a legacy. It's stories from our past evolving to the present and to the future. And the recipes don't have to die with our aunts and uncles and our great-grandmothers, that they can live onward.
We have a recipe from Celia Cruz's estate. I am a huge Celia Cruz fan, so that was very touching. I mean, Fat Joe, John Leguizamo. It was like one of those things where I told people what I was doing and they were like, cool, here's a recipe. Yes, I do that too, and I changed this. And people make changes to their recipes and to their eating because everybody wants to be a little healthier. That is the one thing that I've always been. Even when I first started in radio, I always wanted to push myself. And if I had an accomplishment, this is cool. I don't want to sit in it. I want to think, this is cool. What could I do now? It's always about, expanding your brand and growing and having new challenges. I never want to be like complacent and just sit and be like, this is fine. It's never fine. You always want more.